As far as I can tell, if you can't say something nice to a pregnant woman puking on a plane, then don't say anything. So about 7 years ago, I was visiting my parents for the weekend. It was just a perfect time. You don't get those times when you're an adult and you have like a small child. I had an 18-month-old. I got on a plane. I was 6 months pregnant, and I was going to visit my parents, and it was awesome. I visited my 97-year-old aunt who had never met my child. We hugged, we weeped, we all ate. It was just so, no one said anything mean, no one commented to anyone all weekend. It was just beautiful. And my daughter, who was, so at the doctor's office, there's a chart that goes up to 99, and it's this curve. And my kid has always been considerably over that 99. So as an 18-month-old on a shrinking lab, 6-month-old pregnant lab, she was really great on the plane. But I should have kind of known it wouldn't all last. So I'm packing my things and getting my rental car together to leave, saying my tearful goodbyes to everyone from such a wonderful time. And I started to feel like some cramp, like rumbling in my stomach and cramp. I said, oh my gosh, I've had such a good time. I haven't drank enough water. I must be harming my child. Oh, I'm dehydrated. So I drink some water and I take a Tylenol or something. And about an hour later, I still am not feeling very good. I think to myself, well, as long as it's a short trip, as long as I get home, I'll be okay. There's no way that she'll do anything wrong on this plane. So I get in my rental car and I drive to the airport. It's about 45 minutes away. And as I'm parking the rental car, they kind of just tick, 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 hand you this receipt, and everything just like a commercial. You should just be able to walk out of the thing. And as that tick, tick, tick is going, my stomach is like tick, 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 tick. And I start to get that like cheddar cheese sweat you get, where you feel like you have a whole bunch of really sharp cheddar cheese in your mouth and saliva's coming out from up here, but you're sweating here and under your eyes, and you're just like, oh, this isn't good. I hadn't felt that way probably since like sophomore year of college when I drank too much, and so I thought, this is happening. Like this, I'm not dehydrated. Like there's something really, really wrong here. So I wheel the stroller, I wheel my daughter up to the United Airlines counter. We'll use their name because they were jerks, just so you know. And I say to the woman, you know what, funny thing, I have an 18-month-old and I'm 6 months pregnant and I'm pretty sure I'm really, really sick, or I'm about to be really, really sick. And I said, I don't think I should get on your plane. I don't think that's smart for them or for me or for my kid. And the woman just looks at me with these big, big, big brown eyes and said, no, you shouldn't get on this plane. If you're sick, you should not get on this plane. I would advise you not to get on this plane. I thought, oh, good. Well, voice of reason. This is all going to work out. It's such a perfect weekend. And I said, oh, great. What do I need to do? Oh, well, you're lucky. There's room on tomorrow's flight or on Tuesday's flight. And the more she whispered, the more I had to lean in. She goes, and the only other thing you have to do would be pay the difference, which is $600. And I said, well, here's the thing. I have an 18-month-old. I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm about to be really sick. Is there anything we can do? Yeah, you should not get on that plane. If you're really sick, you should not get on that plane. All you have to do is go on tomorrow or Tuesday and pay the difference of $600. I said, ma'am, what I need you to do is say all of that without saying the $600. Oh, I couldn't do that. So I got on the plane. Ready. I had convinced myself, which I think I do daily, stupid decisions. I convinced myself that in theory, if I had called my parents or my brothers to come and get me. The hour-and-a-half long round trip for them to come out to the airport and get me and get back couldn't be as bad as this is an hour-and-a-half flight. I could do this. I could do this. So I have her on my lap. She's playing with the tray table and stuff. No one is next to me. And they're starting the announcements. I'm like, oh, see, this will be great. I'll be able to like just dish her off over here and we'll survive. I'll drink some ginger ale. This will be great. And right at the last second, a cute little blonde co-ed comes walking down the aisle. Extremely hungover, in my opinion. Wearing a dirty, overly bent, remember that you bend those baseball caps so much, you're just like it's a letter C in the front of your fucking face. All bent. She's got on sunglasses inside, and earbuds, and a big, big sweatshirt and tights. And she sat down and kind of put her back to us. I thought, this is okay, you know, I'd rather ignore us than do anything else. But my daughter was quite interested in her. And she managed to find 2 tampons in her bag. Also tossed out her retainer, which opened up on the floor. And several other things. So I flipped her around and sat, and it honestly was quite a fun distraction for a minute to piss off this co-ed. So that was fun. But after the plane took off, in this haze, I found myself filling an air sickness bag. And it's really not the act, it's the holding the weight. It's a bag that you're very convinced will not hold because it's fucking paper. And my child, who's facing me with her Cupid doll hair, who had contaminated a lot of this woman's things next to me, did nothing. But the co-ed had a comment for everything. She still had her earbuds in, so she had no fucking idea how loud she was. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She oh my God'd herself almost to death. And in between the oh my God, she put in a lot of like, sick, oh, sick, as if I couldn't hear any of this. I'm holding an 18-month-old, a 6-month embryo, and a 4-pound bag of barf. So I somehow find a free hand to hit the dinger to call the attendant. She comes over, said, you need to find a new seat for this girl. And if you could bring me a trash bag. So they move the co-ed, and I somehow, you know, get it together. My kid, honestly, I don't really remember her being there. She was really good. And the attendant comes back, and I think, what an angel. She doesn't have water or anything like that. She has gloves on and a big trash bag that she just puts in front of me, which I place my giant bag in. She then, out of her cute little United Airlines, you know, apron to protect United Airlines cuteness, pulls out 30 or 40 alcohol swab wipe packets and instructs me to wipe down anything I've touched or my child has touched, and also wipe down myself and my child. All right. And we sit there a little longer, and my mind starts to wander to this place it's a really, really evil place. I call it my Dateline place. It's where I start to think, are my decisions gonna get me on Dateline? Like, I always think Stone Phillips' voice comes, but I hope you're all in the generation to know who Stone Phillips is. I mean, Ann Curry maybe a little, but like none of them compare to Stone fucking Phillips. Is the best. So every interview is like, I mean, you knew you were sick. You had a young daughter. What made you think you should get on a plane? been with a brown-eyed, like, United Airlines lady going, hey, too old or not to get on that plane. And then the lady with, like, the swabs saying, like, and her cute little thing. And so I started going through all these scenarios, and I'm going, I could pass out. Like, I'm going to O'Hare Airport. No one's picking me up. I'm here by myself. So I ding my dinger again. And she comes over, no water, again. Do you think you could call ahead and get a sky cap for me? I'm very familiar with sky caps because my mom's disabled. I had $5 in my pocket. I knew I could take care of a sky cap. I'll see what I can do. So we land. And, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. This was right after just before my Dateline realization. From in my lap, where my daughter had been so good, I felt a rumbling, and then a dripping, and then a pouring. Because the same amount that I would have filled that bag with, she filled my lap with, down to soaking the United Airlines seat. So I took off my hoodie and wrapped it around her, and I can only imagine the scent of this row of us. So I'm sitting, waiting for my sky cap with my giant ring of shit. I probably have barf in my hair. My 18-month-old is still laughing her ass off. She doesn't know she's covered in shit. And the whole plane empties. And the crew leaves. And the cleaning crew starts. And stupid-ass me sits there because I think they're going to come tell me. And nobody comes. So I stand up, which was hard enough. I held her, and my stroller is waiting for me at the gate thing. And I'm feeling really a little delirious, and I'm pretty nervous now. And I can't get that stroller. This is an expensive one-handed stroller. And I can't get it open. I'm like, I got the kid covered in the shit. And like a night, like in one of those movies where a hand comes out that's glowing to the, to the maiden who's fallen in the muck. This hand reaches out and pushes the button on my stroller, and it opens. And here's a blonde, short, lovely Southern boy with a suit who says, I know what happened. I was sitting with a young girl. She told me everything. I thought I should come back. And I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And he reached out his other hand. And without thinking, he seemed so generous, I started handing him my shit-covered child. Which he then put one hand on her head and one hand on mine. Dear Lord, please bless this young mother. And what's your daughter's name? Dorothy. And this fair Dorothy, that they may find peace tonight and feel better in the morning. He literally said morn. In God's name, amen. I am so glad I came back. I knew you needed my help. I will continue praying for you for the rest of the night. And he left. That man felt so good about himself. I'm sure. So I made my way through O'Hare very slowly. It was very shuffling. All the Dateline scenarios are going through my head. You knew the moving walkway would have to end, but you fell down with your daughter. How did you not know that would happen? They repeat it 800 times. I don't know, Stone Phillips. I don't fucking know. So it took me a long time to get to baggage claim, and there was nobody there because it took me so long. Except for the Christian. So I knew that I was at the right turnstile. He just waved and he said, God bless you, ladies. And I was kind of delirious and starting to realize that there were no more bags on the carousel. So I gave him the finger, which was the best I had felt in a long time. So I unwrapped my daughter in the bathroom, threw away all her clothes and her shoes, wrapped her in her winter jacket, and waited. And although I was alone, covered in shit, with a lost bag and a naked child, I was pretty proud that I remained conscious until my husband arrived. Thank you.